everybody, I wanted to do a quick video to show you how I make my sweet potato fries because I make them all the time and I post them in our challenge groups and sometimes on Facebook, and people are always like, how do you make your fries? They look so delicious. So I decided, instead of trying to explain it, that I would just do a video to show you guys. Now, it's not going to be the best how-to video you've ever seen, but for my friends and the people who follow me, I figure, hey, I'll give it a shot. So, the first thing I'm going to do is what I already did, actually. I actually cut one sweet potato already, and I decided, as I was cutting that one, I was like, oh, I should do a video. So, here is the second sweet potato, and I washed them really well. And I don't take the skin off of my sweet potatoes, because the skin has a lot of nutrients. And let's get real, I'm lazy, and I don't want to. So, I just get I have a little potato scrubber. This little guy is my little potato scrubber, and I just scrub it really good. And if there's any parts that look like dirty or yucky, I just cut it off with the knife. So the first thing I do is cut off the ends. Right, I cut off the ends of the sweet potato, and then I'm going to cut it in half widthwise, like this. Is that lengthwise? I don't really know. Okay, so now I have two halves, and then I'm going to get this one and I'm going to sit it upright so the flat side is on the cutting board, and I'm going to cut this one in half from top to bottom. And then again, I'm going to put the flat side down. See what the pattern is, I'm just cutting it on the flat side, and I keep cutting it in half. So I cut that in half, and then I'm going to put the flat side down again. And I'm going to cut this one in half. And then this one, now I have multiple flat sides. I'm going to just choose a side that seems more sturdy. And then I'm going to cut that in half. And I literally just keep cutting the sweet potato in half. I don't know if you can see, but I just keep cutting it in half until it gets pretty thin. And depending on how you like your sweet potatoes, I like mine more crispy. So I cut them thinner. So it's about this size that I cut them. And the key is to make sure you cut all of your sweet potatoes about the same size. Now, sweet potatoes are weird shaped, so you're not going to get them all exactly the same, but you're just going to try your best. So just keep cutting that in half. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Cut each one in half until they're the desired thickness that I want. Alright, see, got my other half. I'm going to cut this one. Be careful. And just keep cutting. Keep cutting in half. Some you're not going to have to, like this end I'm not going to have to cut as much because that end was smaller than the other, and the other side was thicker. So I'm just going to keep cutting. And we usually do 2 sweet potatoes for dinner, and it's a lot, so we kind of eat a lot. But it also depends on the size of your sweet potato. So if you have a bigger sweet potato, then you're going to just possibly use one. And obviously it depends on the amount of people that are in your family as well. So, okay, so got all those. I'm going to add it to my pan with my other sweet potatoes. I got all of my sweet potatoes on the pan, and before I try to arrange them on here, I am going to drizzle olive oil and seasoning on top. And I'm really like scrunched down right now because I'm really tall compared to this counter. So before I started this, I set my oven to 400 degrees, preheated it to 400 degrees, and then I'll tell you how long after, how long to cook it for. So let me grab my olive oil. All right, I got the olive oil, and I'm going to just, not too much, but honestly, I can't even tell you how much I use because I wing it. But I'm just going to kind of lightly drizzle some over the top. And it's not all going to be covered because I'm going to use my hands to mix it around. And I use Mrs. Dash garlic and herb seasoning. And I love this stuff, and it's salt-free. And I use it on pretty much everything I cook, and it's delicious. So they have a lot of Mrs. Dash seasonings out there that you can choose from, but I just really like the garlic and herb. I'm going to sprinkle that on top. And however much you want to put is up to you. It's really what your style is, what you like. So then I'm just going to mix it with my hands. So all the olive oil and seasoning is evenly spread. And I'm going to spread out the sweet potatoes as evenly as I can on my pan. I'm going to try to get them all touching the bottom and have none stacking on top of each other. Okay, I just washed my hands, and now I'm going to show you what it looks like a little more close up. Okay, so here are the sweet potatoes on the pan. Like I said, I try not to have any on top of each other. A little bit is fine, but just you don't want to put too many on one pan. Now that I have them all on the pan, I am going to put them in the oven. I have my oven preheated to 400 degrees. So I'm going to, what I do, and we just moved here, so it's a new oven. So I'm just going to keep checking on them because everyone's oven's a little different. But I'm going to put them in for 400 for 30 minutes. And then after 30 minutes, I bump it up to 425. And it's usually about 10-15 minutes, but just check on it. Honestly, it depends on how you like your sweet potatoes. If you like them more crispy or if you like them softer. I'm going to do 30 minutes and then, like I said, bump it up to 425 and do an extra 15 to 20, maybe even more, I'm not really sure, depending on how this oven is.